I went to San Diego State for college, and I decided to major in American literature and speech arts. So that's where I got my degree. And when I finished, I got engaged to a young man in the Navy. So we lived in just about all four corners and traveled back and forth across the United States multiple times. And one of the times that we moved, we were coming back to San Diego and shopping for a house here. Finally, an uncle said to us, well, why don't you look in Golden Hill? And I said, oh, I don't know where that is. And he said, oh, it's just across the freeway from Grandma's. And of course, when I was a child, Highway 94 and Highway 5 were not there. We found one and we went inside. We'd seen houses all over San Diego, and we went inside, and it had great big huge windows and lots of light coming in. And we drove around the neighborhood, and well, there were people walking all over the neighborhood the way Pacific Beach used to be when I was growing up. And the reason that I think a lot of people were walking in Golden Hill is because Golden Hill had 25th Street. The people that were walking around were every color and ethnicity, and I thought this would be a great place to raise our kids, because we already had 3 kids by then. When we first moved here during the mid-70s, I got involved with the community groups, and at that time our council member suggested that there were community groups forming in different parts of California, and some were talking about forming in other parts of San Diego, so that we had a little more say in what happened in our communities. And we all got together and did what we needed to do to found a planning committee, and worked with city staff to do what's called a community plan, which is basically an ideal statement of what you would like your community eventually to be. So then we moved back to Washington, D.C. in 1977, and we were there for 4 years. And while we were there, I earned my master's degree in architecture. So when we came back in 1981, we took the 25th Street exit and came up 25th Street, and I was aghast because the charming 25th Street that I had known was practically gone. So I was really disappointed to see that so many of the small businesses were gone, and that 25th Street had become really quite seedy. During the 80s, I was asked to serve on the Historic Resources Board for the City of San Diego. And I did that and served as chairperson for 8 years. And the intention of that was to help preserve the character of the neighborhood. So we worked with our council members, and we worked with other community members, and we worked with city staff to write the Plan District Ordinance for the community of Golden Hill. That was a really important step, and that happened in the, I think, the mid to late 80s. And we had a I guess we had a recession in the late 80s, early 90s. And what we had hoped for in revitalizing Golden Hill and a resurgence of interest in the community and property owners investing money in the community didn't really happen. And then the 2000s came along, and property values just escalated, and people who paid a lot of money for houses actually were spending additional money to fix them up. We had a lovely community right next door to downtown. So a lot of improvements were being made in the community, and it became a very popular place to be. Well, I absolutely would like to see the improvements on 25th Street finished. I would like to see the businesses on 25th Street become pedestrian-oriented. I would like to see 25th Street go back to having big storefront windows, to having places that people want to look in as they go by, places that are convenient for people to shop in the neighborhood, so people can walk to get what they need instead of getting in their car and going down to Mission Valley or to Sports Arena area or North Park or Hillcrest or someplace else. I would like to see Golden Hill be able to provide the goods and services that people who live here need, so that they don't have to get in their car to go places.